Today we'll be exploring the life of Emily, a depressed young woman, asking her family questions to get to the bottom of why her life is so bad. The first family member of Emily that we'll be interviewing today is Emily's mother. Now, you said once before that Emily is the most beautiful baby you've ever birthed. Well then, why don't you feel that way about loving her now?
It's not that I don't love her, it's that I never had the time to connect with her because...
Hold that thought. We'll be right back after these commercials. Hundreds of animals are being and abused every day. Hundreds of animals need a home. Hundreds of animals are starving and alone. But for 5 cents a day, you can give an animal like this another chance for an eye patch. Welcome back to today's show. Here we are again with Emily's mother. What was your response again?
It's not that I don't love Emily, it's just that I never had the time to connect with her because I was trying to find a job to support myself and Emily because her father left us when she was just a year old, less than a year old, and I know that I love her, I just feel completely distant from her as my daughter.
So you leave Emily's father up. I do. What's your fiance about? Why did you leave your young family behind?
Well, I was a young kid. She got pregnant unexpectedly. I wasn't ready to grow up. I didn't want to get a job, take on responsibilities, and most of all, I wasn't in love with her. I wasn't ready to be a father.
So what does the audience have to say about this?
If you weren't ready to be a father, then why would you take the risk of having unprotected sex with this poor woman?
I don't know, man. It was Wildwood after prom. You fill in the rest. I didn't really understand the consequences of what could come next.
Now you say you weren't ready for a child, so that's why you left. And for Emily's mother, you weren't prepared either. But was it different from Susan? Did you notice the different treatment that was between you and Emily? How did that affect you?
Well, Emily was about 5 years older than me, so I don't really remember our childhood, but I can't really remember many times when we would get along. We were completely different. We had different looks, different fathers. The only thing that we had in common was our money. I used to accidentally break her things, and I knew she resented me for the attention I got, and she didn't. One time, Emily told me a riddle because Mother did not have the time to listen. I told the riddle to Mother, and she laughed and told everybody and thought it was really good. But I don't care that my sister sat silent behind me hating me. I was getting my applause.
When we come back, we'll talk to Emily herself and see what she has to say.
You got a project due tomorrow? Party a little too hard the night before? Dunkin' Donuts coffee. America runs on Dunkin'.
Welcome back. Now I'll talk to Emily. Emily, how was it like growing up? And how was hearing all this from your family made you feel? I hated my childhood. Every kid is supposed to be loved and hugged by their parents, but I wasn't. I was neglected and alone. It was obvious that I was different from my siblings. You were able to tell that I was sad just by looking at me. I was different from everybody. But I wasn't physically abused, but mentally and emotionally I was oppressed. Up next, we'll be seeing Dr. Chris, and we'll see what he has to say about this situation.
Now, from what I've seen today, it seems like Emily has really not gotten the care and respect that she deserves as a daughter. What you really should be doing is focusing your love on all of your children, not just one or two. That won't work. You have to make sure all of your children are equally cared for. And I know that's hard when you're a single mother, but you really have to.
That was such a touching story. Now, stay tuned for next week's show on English teachers exploring from the table himself. Did you notice the change in treatment between you and Emily? How did that affect you?
Well, she was 5 years older than me.
I had to wait for his finger. I'm looking at.
That was touching story. Now, stay tuned for next week's show.
But for 5 cents a day, you can give an animal like this a chance.
And how hearing all this from your family made you feel? Oh, it was
Dark rages and evils.
That's all for the ours. That's all for the show. You say you weren't ready to have a child. You got absolutely mom. Now you say you weren't ready to have a child, and that's why you stop now.
Go.
Wow, what a touching story. Now stay tuned for next week's show, which is on English Jewish boards and things.
No.
We were completely different. Different fathers, different looks.
Come on. Don't want.
I used to accidentally break her things.
Why? Why?
I break her things, and I knew she always resented me.
Wow, that must be really hard for you. I can't. This is Emily's mother. Now you talk about Emily being the most beautiful baby you've birthed. Are you ready? Oh. Welcome
Welcome back to today's show.